Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, not the temperature.
No, I mean, I guess it technically is up a little bit.
We did crack the 40s today, but starting tomorrow, we're back below freezing for our highs for the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, whenever my kids had to spend the night with my parents last night because I had to take Marcy to work because our roads are still really crappy, and that's what tonight we went over and I had to go pick her up from work, so they were still at my parents'. So I went and got her, went to my parents, we ate dinner, got the kids. When we pulled in at the house, Levi was getting out, and he goes, "Man, I hope it snows again," because there's like another little chance something. He goes, "Man, I hope it snows again tomorrow or the next day." And I said, "Bull butter." I said, "Don't be saying that crap. We don't hope it snows no more."
What would be the benefit right now? Like, everything's covered in snow still.
He just wants to amplify it, I guess. I mean, which he's like,
I understand, like, once it's all melted, you might be like, "Oh man, I miss the snow." Yeah. I won't be that way, but I can understand maybe.
He's just anything that will potentially prolong the amount, and I get it. I was the same way, that will prolong the amount of time they're out of school. So I get that.
I think my kids are ready to go back.
Do you? Oh man, mine are not.
I think mine are pretty bored out of their mind.
I think Levi would be fine if school never went back.
Which I know a lot of our audience is well aware, but what did we end up with, about 8 inches or so? I never even put the ruler out there.
When I went and measured, I didn't use a ruler, but it was, I still had a little bit left, so I figured it was about 8 inches.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what, just from stomping around in it and everything. That's what I figured.
That's what I kind of was thinking. I mean, but it was weird, man. The first day, we got really good snow. And I went out, and it was like dry snow. Like
early Saturday morning when I first got out, and it was some huge flakes.
It was. Down. Yeah. But it was dry. Like you could not make a snowball. Like it wouldn't pack. But then we got it switched to the sleet and stuff. And then I went out, and it's like a layer of ice over the snow. Like it was some sledding snow. Did you do any sledding?
I did not, man. My kids are going to grow up thinking I'm an asshole, probably because I am an asshole, I guess. I mean,
you didn't do any sledding?
Man,
y'all got some good hills out there.
Dude, I'll be honest. I fucking hate the snow. Like I'm there now. Like, I would never like freaking out, but like, it's a total pain in the ass.
Oh, I mean,
there's nothing good about it.
It absolutely is. Yeah,
it's pretty for about 4.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, let's see some green grass.
No, I'm totally on the same page with you.
I took them, they were begging. I was like, all right, let's load up and let's go. And kind of long story short, without boring you with all the details, is we're out there like sledding, and it's a big, tall hill. It's a pain in the ass. I mean, you got to walk back up.
Walking up's the worst part.
It builds character, I guess. But while we're out there, I realized the problem that I had on the farm. Nothing major, but I don't know. I'm already just a little bit anxious, a little, just, God dang it, everything. Got to make sure all the water troughs and all the water hydrants don't freeze up on me. That's the other thing. Like, a lot of times we'll get snow, but it's like 30 degrees, and it's going to be like 45 the next day.
Yeah.
And it's going to warm right back up. And it was not. It just got colder and colder, really, until today. And I was like, all right, kids, y'all both went down the hill one time, load up. I got something I got to go do. Like, I got to. And in reality, I didn't have to do it at that moment, but I was like, I can't.
So what was it?
I won't enjoy myself as long as this is going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And so, my kids, and I hate that because I'm like, I went sledding as a kid. I enjoyed it. I don't want to ruin their childhood. But I'm like, no, this is not fun.
I want to know what the farm issue was.
I'll tell you off air.
All right.
It wasn't anything major. But just keeping and hey, things have actually gone pretty good. Man, but it's getting to be a pain in the ass.
Well, it is. I mean,
like the first day, I was like, okay, this is good YouTube footage. So I'm
Yeah.
at least like, all right, yeah, this one will do good on YouTube. Everybody's like, crazy winter storm, snow everywhere, yada, yada. And now it's just like, no, everything takes me about 3 times. Just walking.
Oh, it
is
does.
a pain in
Well,
the ass. 'Cause,
and
like
you bust through. And if you're like me, you hyperextend your knees every time. Like I'll walk, and when it busts through, my knee like buckles, and I'm like, gosh.
And in spots, it'll be firm enough, and I guess frozen enough, you can walk on top, and you're like, oh, this is so nice. It's like walking on any other day of the year.
You know what?
And then you just start breaking through, and just, it's
The reference that you won't understand that I thought of when we were out there was Legolas. Do you know who Legolas is?
no.
He's the archer elf in Lord of the Rings. And at one point they're going through like this overpass or something. It's horrible snow. And I guess elves have the ability, he doesn't fall through the snow. So like all of them are having to like wade through this awful snow, and he's just walking on top of it.
I know why snowshoes exist.
I do too. I told my wife that. I said, damn, I need some snowshoes.
Oh, there's been so many things. Like if we were guaranteed to get this kind of weather and it stick around as long as it has every year, there's so many things that I would buy right now I'm like, as soon as I buy that, we'll never have weather like this again for another 20 years.
Well, we haven't had like I said, it's been a long time since we've had anything really to this caliber. And I mean, we went sledding. We've done a good bit of sledding, and we went Tuesday, and it was like the fastest sledding I've ever done.
Well, and I hate that we didn't make an effort to get out there and do more, which I'm actually off tomorrow, and so I may try.
There'll still be plenty tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, and because that's the thing, like for us to get 8 inches of snow, it's not unprecedented at all. I mean, that's a big snow for us, but it happens, once every few years. But the fact that it's just hanging around this long.
Well, I had a buddy today ask me, he was like, man, and now this dude lives in like Pennsylvania. So they get, they're way up north. And he said, man, I kind of get tickled. He said, I see all these videos, you guys down south. And he said, y'all just fall to pieces whenever you get this terrible snow. And he said, I just don't understand. And I said, well, you got to realize, like, we don't have the infrastructure. Like, our infrastructure is not set up for this. And I was explaining, he's like, man, do they not salt the roads there? And I said, some of the main roads get salted. But I said, like, most of the back roads don't get salted.
Well,
and even like plows and stuff, like they're limited where they even go. And I said, man, we're just not used to it.
Which a lot of other areas got hit a lot harder than us. Like Nashville's still a mess. My uncle there still doesn't have power.
Nashville and Oxford. I saw Oxford
like
was a nightmare.
Mississippi, kind of that band where it was raining instead of sleeting and snowing, and then that rain, it's just a mess on trees and power lines. But the state highway that you used to live on
is terrible.
They plowed it today.
Well, it's about damn time.
Well, I was kind of having that same thought too. And I'm like, no, I wish they wouldn't have.
Why?
Everybody thinks they're god dang Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Bobby now.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, are you kidding? And trust me, go ahead and think you're Dale Earnhardt coming around those curves.
You're going to end up like Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, rest in peace. No, you're damn right.
Yeah.
And I even got to do it because I was like feeling like the peer pressure. I was like, God dang, these assholes are like.
Were they getting on your tail?
Yeah. And I'm
I
like,
can't stand
that. Are you kidding me? Well, then you come around a curve and like, well, here you go, asshole. That's why we don't do this.
Yep.
My brother and his family got smacked by somebody this afternoon.
Damn, really?
Yep. Everybody's okay.
Yeah. What were they in?
They were in his truck.
Dang, did it tear his truck up pretty bad?
Enough where he wasn't comfortable driving at home. I think it damaged one of the rear wheels pretty good where he wasn't confident it'd hold hair.
Would they get squirrely and come over in his lane?
Yeah, must have, because they must have kind of sideswiped and said it got his mirror pretty good and then got his rear quarter panel and
I'll be damned.
Rear wheel.
But everybody was all right.
He said dude was fucking flying.
Like
doing like 55 on a road that I mean, he's been telling me every day because Click's been open. We've been there every day. Of course, he's like, man, that road is like, and plow touched it like it ain't melted a bit. But it happened today. Like, because today I guess I got up to 45 and a lot of the roads get kind of slushed and cleared.
I told some people.
So everybody went from driving 15 all week long to they're driving 50 now.
Yeah.
Like, God dang. There'll be more people, more wrecks I'd say over here over the next 2 or 3 days than there have been through the first 5 or 6.
Exactly what me and Marcy were talking, and I told her, I said, Friday will be the day of wrecks because a lot of the road's going to be thawed out, and so people will be like, "Oh yeah." And I saw
drop the hammer down, baby.
I saw it today, this morning, and tonight because I had to take Marcy to work. So I went this morning. Well, I came home. I wanted to see how Wilkinsville Road was coming home. I figured it would be terrible. It was terrible. And I met a dude doing like 45 on Wilkinsville, and I'm creeping, and I'm in a lifted like 4-wheel drive, like I'm fairly outfitted for this, and like I'm creeping along, and that dude never checks up, and he gets squirrely. He actually goes off the road a little bit, but he's got enough momentum that he cuts it back. He gets back on the road.
Well, what actually made me even madder, because my brother called me, on his way home to get them, somebody flipped him the bird.
Because he was going slow?
Well, and I think the road was, and and again, I hope most of our audience get a good visual. Like one lane essentially is open in the road, and so both traffic going both directions is kind of trying to use that one lane. So he's getting ready to meet somebody. So he's getting back over, like up on the rough ass, packed up snow in his lane. And the guy flipped him the bird. He said, I guess because he thought I didn't get over quick enough. He's like, but that dude was flying.
I'd have turned around and followed that son of a bitch. That'd have made me so mad.
I was like, that just makes me,
what was he driving?
I was like, I just want to let the chopper spray.
Yeah.
Just, dude, you deserve to die for that. Like, how big of an asshole are you?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Now, the dude that hit him today, that was this afternoon?
I think that guy was pretty remorseful. And like,
I was going to say,
which I think where that guy finally ended up stopped and where they were, apparently he didn't really have to talk to him too much. He's like, he did walk up here and check on us, and he was fine, and we were fine.
Man, I would
because I was on the phone with him. You could tell, like, people were stopping to talk to him because he's like, as he's talking to me, he's like telling people, like, oh, no, we're good.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, the dumbass was flying. I was like, so clearly he's probably not standing
right next to him. It would be, that would be hard for me because I got a big mouth. So I'd be like, you dumb son of a bitch. Like, I would just.
Well, I told him, I said, did you cuss him too bad? He's like, no. I'm like, yeah.
He's a little more chill, though. Like, I feel like but man, damn.
And I'd have probably been chill with that because, I mean, like, he was just driving too fast. But the guy that was driving too fast and then flipping you off because he's pissed that you're not.
I might have just rammed him.
That's where I'm like, it's a good thing.
I'd be looking for his vehicle.
Like, yeah, I would.
Have you ever seen, I know you hadn't seen it, the movie with Russell Crowe? Dang, what is that? Angry, or it's about road rage. It's fairly new. I cannot remember the name of this movie.
It's definitely road rage. Like, I had secondhand road rage, just him telling me this story.
Well, he becomes a murderer for road rage.
That's possibly where I could be in that situation. Like, it just made me so mad. And part of it was because I was already kind of worked up because he was calling me because he'd had the wreck. And he was like, hell, before that, I got flipped off by a guy because I wasn't driving fast enough or getting over it. And I was like, oh, my God, I just want to, like, you just want to beat
them to death. Go ahead and say it. You just want to beat their head into hamburger meat.
Just beat them to the point where they're probably not ever right again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, it'd almost be better to kind of turn them into, like, almost a vegetable.
Yeah. Where they can still function, like make a living for themselves, but they're just not ever right again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always said I wanted to like there was this one dude I really didn't like at all. I thought he was just a real dirtbag. And I got some friends that are down for some shady shenanigans. And I had called one of them and I was like, man, this guy, we just need to mess him up. And they were like, you want to like break his legs? like break his legs to a point where like he probably won't ever quite walk right again. And for a little while, I was like, I think I do. But we never did. I never committed that act.
Not wheelchair bound, but like uses a cane.
Like, yeah, he'll have to use a cane again. He won't run. Like if he saw you coming, he's going to really draw up because he can't run from you.
Yeah.
But no, I get that, man. But I can't remember the name of that movie. But basically the gist of it, Russell Crowe's wife, I don't remember if she's having an affair. He's had a real bad morning. And, Yeah, he's like driving somewhere, and he's actually, if I remember right, I think he just murdered her and her lover and set the house on fire.
Oh shit!
And so he's already like, he's a few steps ahead of you.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, he's just a couple steps ahead of Bobby Lee, but he like gets at a stop sign, and this car, she blows the horn at him because he's sitting there for just a second, and he like. Because, I mean, the dude he's probably not quite thinking real straight after what he just did.
I mean,
you know, if I murdered some people and set them on fire, like my brain would probably not be just dialed in 100%. But he's hesitating to take off when the light turns. And she doesn't give him the like friendly, like, you know, like the little toot. She like lays on the horn.
I feel like an asshole if I even give somebody the toot.
I can't even do it. I have to really sit there a while. Like I'm have to be like, I'm about to miss this light. But she lays on the horn. And so then he pulls up next to her, and she's got like her kid in the back, and he rolls the window down. He's like, I'd appreciate it if you just, you know, next time just give me a little toot. Like, how about an apology for that? And she's like, I'm not apologizing. So she was just kind of being a bitch. And he's like, I'm having a pretty bad day. And she's like, I'm having a bad day. And then finally he's like, you're about to find out what a bad day is. And like the whole rest of the movie, he's just trying to kill her. Like he goes on, I mean, he just becomes a like.
But she drives off and he can't catch her.
She drives off, and it gets pretty violent from there. He goes to like extreme levels, but it's like
I'll have to look it up and watch it.
It's good.
It
and you like
kids.
Russell Crowe, like he's a good actor. So yeah, you need to check it out. It's I don't know if it's kid friendly, but you do need to check it out. Gladiator, man, he's built a little differently in this one than he is in Gladiator. But we got some emails. But you said, is that the topic you wanted to talk about?
No, I mean I was going to mention that one because it made me mad.
Hey, before we go much further, we forgot to mention
our friendly online ag retailer.
We got to mention them, and we got another rating from a fellow Tennessean. Let me see if I can pull this up. You guys, we've said before, y'all leave us some ratings, we'll read them. So this just a couple days ago, we've hit 334 ratings on Apple. 5 stars out of 5. Giddy up. Love the show. As a farmer in Middle Tennessee, I can relate on a lot of the issues y'all talk about. Stay classy. Comes from CJ. Appreciate you, CJ.
There we go.
And a shout out as well to our friend in Marble Creek. We're drinking out of our glasses here if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, go Vols. Our basketball team seems to have turned it around.
Vols for you, and the T, he said, for me, since I'm not a huge sports guy, is T for Terminator.
There you go.
So there you go. We got the T.
That's clearly the power T. But
yeah. Well, the Terminator's pretty powerful.
Yeah. I believe this one's trademarked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even got the little copyright. Yeah.
Oh, it does for the Terminator. No, and I'm not a.
No, man, I know you watched that game last night. Overtime thriller.
Who played?
Our Tennessee Vols.
Oh, did they win?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be talking about it if they didn't.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I can't say that I watched it, though. I did watch some sports this weekend. Justin Gaethje and Patty, did you watch the UFC 324?
I didn't.
It was a badass one, man. It was a good one. Before I get sidetracked there, leave us those 5-star ratings. Apple, Spotify. Comment on this video. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the digs here. I was hoping we'd have our new cameras that would set up our multiple angles, but the weather decided to shit its pants, so they haven't made it to us yet.
Winter Storm Fern. Have you seen that?
Fern?
I'm pretty sure it's Winter Storm Fern.
Who names these things?
I didn't even know winter storms got names. I thought that was just reserved for
tropicals. Yeah, I did too.
But I'm pretty sure it's Winter Storm Fern.
Oh, that's kind of gay.
I'm like, that's
pretty gay.
How unfortunate! Like our best winter storm we've had forever, and they name it Fern. It's got to be gender neutral.
Yeah, of course
I don't even know what Fern is. Yeah.
What else do they need to do?
Y'all check out agzaga.com. Use the discount code TalkDirt20. That's $20 off that $50 minimum order and free shipping. In all seriousness, we know barrel net wraps, their big thing. I mean, we're sitting here talking as we got, again, like 8 inches of frozen precipitation on the ground. But baling season is going to be here before we know it. Well, at least we hope it will be. I want to see some green grass. Use that discount code and, check them out, agzaga.com.
Do it. What you got?
So I actually saw a story. I actually first saw it. You follow Tim Burchett? Congressman from
He's from Tennessee, ain't he?
Yeah, he's from the Knoxville. I'm not sure if his district actually includes Knoxville or just right outside of Knoxville.
Is this the one where he was walking around talking? The clip he put on Instagram?
Well, that's most all of his. It's like he's like talking,
You had commented on this one.
This is probably.
You said something about him being real handsome. I don't know. I can't remember what all.
Yeah. I said no homo, but you look really nice today. Yeah. I put that on every one of his videos. He doesn't ever respond.
He doesn't respond.
It's I don't know what it is.
I don't know if it's that or all the feet pics you send him, but yeah, he just doesn't respond to you.
Yeah. But, he makes skateboards.
No.
Like that's like his little quirk, like stress relief.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, like he does like woodworking with
skateboards.
Yeah, like and then he gives them away like to a lot of other members of
I would have
Congress
never ever, because he seems like, and this is no disrespect to him, but he just seems like a boring old dude.
Yeah, he's an old white dude. Yeah, I mean,
so can he thrash?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I even know what thrashing is.
Come on, man. You don't know your skateboard lingo?
I do not.
Can you do an Ollie 360?
I had a skateboard at one time.
I couldn't thrash.
I'm pretty sure that I couldn't either.
I did not know. That's pretty cool. Okay, that is the video.
Yeah, I watched it. This is on Twitter, but he actually was pointing out what Peter Navarro has kind of been working on, which Peter is he's like a special counsel.
Say, I know that name.
Senior counselor for trade and manufacturing to the president. And so he actually wrote an article, like I guess they call it an op-ed.
Yeah.
Titled, it's in the Washington Examiner, Inflation didn't eat your steak, a cartel did.
Okay.
And so goes into the big beef cartel, the big four meat packers, of course, specifically kind of targeting National Beef and JBS because of the Brazil, ownership there. And then talks about how China really controls Brazil. And so it's like really, a lot of our, beef supplies is almost in a way controlled by China.
Yeah.
Or very much influenced.
They're fags.
But, yeah, they are. But he goes into his, what was one of the things he said? Antitrust laws exist for moments like this. So, when it comes to politicians, talk is cheap. I'm kind of like, I gave him the hell yeah, brother, in the comments and that kind of thing. But I was like,
are you gonna ruin him for me?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's like my old football coach, Coach Powers, used to say, don't tell me, show me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what you're going to do to break up the oligopoly of the big four meat packers. Show me. Like,
oh man, he's got his work filled out though.
Right. And that's one of the reasons I'm a little bit cynical. I'm like, okay, like, let's see it. What y'all going to get done?
So what is
those suckers are so deeply entrenched in Washington and everything else. I saw your bird.
Is it still in here?
I just saw it flash by.
That son of a bitch. Yeah. There was this little pile of shit right there I flicked off before we started.
We got a bird in here with us.
Gosh damn it. Yeah, I tried to catch it. It's a little bitty, so they're real fast. I don't even know what kind it is.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, so what's his suggestion?
Well, they you mean I'm supposed to read the article? No, I did read it. So I think they're looking at, kind of all avenues. Well, really those antitrust laws, unfair trade practices that we know the meat packers do.
Yeah.
And the whole issue of the price of cattle and the price of beef aren't at all correlated. And when you've got that much power or that much of the market share controlled by such a few players, like I said, that's not a free market. So I don't know. It'll be, I don't know that they really laid out any exact details, but he kind of ended it with the people didn't vote to have their dinner prices set overseas. They voted for leaders willing to break cartels and bring steak back to the dinner table without a tux. So I don't know. That's why I was like, I gotta see them actually doing something before I get too excited. But on the cattle side of things, because like we've hit on for the last several months, row crop's tough right now. Cattle have actually been doing really good. But a lot of these issues that have been major problems with the cattle markets for the last, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years or more.
Yeah.
And were a real issue, especially all the way up through COVID. And then, well, really until about a year or two ago. Those are still very real issues. The market's doing pretty good right now.
I was going to say, because our freaking supply is so damn low.
Supply is really tight and demand is staying pretty high.
The supply is historically low still. Like, it's wild.
Well,
I saw
that's
some
the thing.
statistics.
We're importing an enormous amount of beef out of Brazil.
Yeah.
And obviously, and from other sources too. But, when two of the big four meat packers are from Brazil, obviously, they want us to import as much, their meat from down there as they possibly can.
Their meat from down there.
Yeah, they're down there in South America. Down there south of the equator.
South of the equator, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, man, that's like we said, I think it's obviously going to be an uphill battle. But I mean,
the
fact that it's
the biggest industry group, air quotes, in the cattle industry, right there on top of that. Yep.
Oh, I see it. I need a pellet rifle. That's what I need. Oh, shit.
Y'all didn't know this was going to turn into a hunting show.
Yeah.
Live right here on air.
Look at the little shithead. What kind of bird is that? Is that a wren? It's too little for a wren, ain't it?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
The lights are so bright.
The lights are really bright in our face.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what they get done.
Look how happy it is, too, is what pisses me off. It's like so happy and jolly just jumping around.
He's like, it's 14 degrees outside. But
it's so warm in here.
It's nice. It's like 65 in here.
I opened the big door today and was like trying to get it to go out. It wouldn't do it.
Flew in.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know. When the NCBA is going to fight tooth and nail against anything they try to do, and they sit here and act like that was one thing I commented that you may have read where I commented that to Burchett. I was like, don't fall for,
you did,
if the Tennessee Cattlemen's Association tries to slow you down on this, or the NCBA tries to slow, y'all down on the national level on this.
You need to join.
I said, don't fall for it. Like NCBA is controlled by the meat packers. Tennessee Cattlemen's Association, like a lot of state cattlemen's associations, is an affiliate of the NCBA. So you got to take any stance they take, especially if it's on an issue that involves the meat packers, you got to take it with a grain of salt.
You need to join NCBA.
No.
You need to.
Why?
Change the shit from within.
Well,
you need to infiltrate. I had that conversation with a guy today. I was on a Zoom call today with a dude that's in the industry, and we were talking, and one of his big axes that he grinds is the big four meat packers dominating. And he's like, and I told him, I said, well, and obviously you got the NCBA who's supposed to, or he brought it up actually. He said, you got one of the largest lobbying groups there is, and they're supposedly representing the cattlemen, the independent beef guys, but they cater to the big four. I said, yeah, NCBA. And I said, we got to join them to infiltrate and change those damn bastards.
And I started more at the state level, and I did not get super involved. Again, we're kind of, and not totally throwing all the shade at TCA, but we're over here in West Tennessee. All their meetings it's a little harder for us to get to because we're on one extreme side.
Where do
of
they
the
meet?
state. I think a lot of the stuff is like in and around Middle Tennessee, which makes sense. I mean, they're,
more cattle
the guys
area.
in Upper East Tennessee are in the same situation we are here in extreme West Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I never got to any meetings or anything. I was a member. I called. I wrote emails. I did a lot of things, and pretty much the response I always got was, "We appreciate your concerns, but we're going to toe the company line as far as what the NCBA does."
Yeah,
because the state affiliate is not required to necessarily fall completely in line, but the folks at Tennessee Cattlemen's, which there's been some change. I'm actually not sure if they've named a new executive vice president. The guy who was in there, nice guy, but he was, a
bootlicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. It wouldn't have mattered.
A butt licker. Probably.
Again, I hate to say anything bad, but no, it did not matter what the issue was. If NCBA said, it's going to be this way, it didn't matter if we all called in and complained.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we think this is best. Well, literally, here's your membership telling you they don't like it. we don't think that's the best.
See, what if you could get in there though and work your way up to the leadership? I mean, that's what the liberals have done. You know,
you're right.
You know
you're
that,
right.
I mean, and I'm guilty of that. There's been,
if I could quit podcasting and probably quit farming, maybe quit my day job too, I'd have time to do all that. Which I know. And there's a lot of people that get really super involved in things like State Cattlemen's Association, local farm bureau.
Yeah.
They've got just as much going on as I do, and they just make time for it.
I mean, we need to either do that, or we all need to not infiltrate. We all need to join RCAF and push their numbers a whole lot harder.
I'm a member of RCAF and U.S. Cattlemen's, so I do a little bit put my money where my mouth is. I'll gladly give money to somebody that'll really stand for what I believe in, because not that I'm rich by any means, but I'm kind of at a point in my life where I do probably have a little more money than I do time.
Yeah,
time's the most finite thing any of us have. Yeah, I've totally joined those other groups because I believe in what they're doing, but and like the beef checkoff, that's been another thing. Somebody else, I forget who it was, but that's kind of been making the rounds on social media about how broken the beef checkoff is. Like, yeah, man, we've been preaching this forever. But to hear people talk about, folks that have tried to get on the Cattlemen's Beef Board or whatever, I think is who controls the checkoff funds. They're like, buddy, it is so, like, that swamp is so deep.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they don't even think that there's the possibility of reforming it.
Oh, really?
Like, it needs to be trashed, completely flush the entire system and start over.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing at its core, like what it was designed for, but it's been so corrupted.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I almost feel like you'd have to do some sort of guerrilla tactics. You'd have to go in and you have to sow some seeds of doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do think.
It's like, I don't know if it's like when you go to prison, they say the first day you got to shiv somebody.
Kill somebody or something.
Just to kind of go ahead and.
Yep. Establish yourself. You got
to up to your first meeting and
today, actually, no, what you need to do. AI, this is where you could use AI. You may have seen, have you seen the videos on Instagram where dudes are going and they can take a picture of somebody and then they can turn it into a video, and they're going, like, this one guy will go to like a casino and, or where was this guy? This one dude was at something, and this guy had fallen asleep on a couch, and he took a picture of him, and he made a dude come in and kiss him while he was asleep in the video. And so then he goes over and he like wakes the guy up, and the guy's like, what? And he's like, dude, some guy just came up and kissed you while you were asleep. And he's like, what? And he pulls out his phone. He's like, look, I recorded him. And you see like this dude just comes up, and he's not real. It's AI, but it looks super real. And some like dude comes up and just kisses him. And the guy's like, what the hell? Like, he like gets mad. And so you could frame the guy. That's what you need to do. You need to get in there.
Blackmail him.
Blackmail him. Have like some Brokeback Mountain thing. Be like,
who's the guy I'm going to blackmail?
Whoever you're trying to take down. I don't know, the president of the NCBA.
Yeah.
You need to go in there and like have a video of him, be like, this dude was kissing a man in the bathroom, doing blow.
I think there's people with a lot better connections, a lot more intelligent than me that have tried it. And and that's a piss poor attitude. I recognize that like, oh, well, I can't do anything about it. Because I'm big on, don't complain about something or like the way something is being run if you're not willing to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And generally, I reference that more to like the volunteer Little League baseball coach.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to bitch about it. I'm like, this dude ain't even getting paid. Like, he's just here because his kid's on the team too, and nobody else wanted to do it. Like,
yeah.
Like, if y'all are going to all sit over here on the bleachers and bitch about it, you better be willing to get your ass out there, not just in coach this game,
but
do all the practices, coordinate all, all the other BS that he has to do.
That ain't going to happen.
So it's a little different because, like, no, I'm sure whoever, I can't even think of his name, the president of the NCBA, he's making
I was going to say, he's getting a good
salary.
Good salary.
So I probably would be willing to do his job if they chose me to do it. But, the people that just sit back and bitch and aren't willing to actually step up and take a role. No, I absolutely would. If we thought, I don't know. I got too many irons in the fire as it is.
Well, I mean, that is one of the things we're not joking when we do encourage you guys, like, hey, share the show. because we are one of the ones. I mean, literally, our last episode, we talked a lot about chemicals. We will go where others don't want to go. And sometimes we take some shotgun blasts on social media for that, and that's okay. I had someone message me the other day, and it was after our last episode, and we went really deep into glyphosate. You know, my wife did get on to me a little bit. She said I was a little harsh on the food babe because I said she was the most fear-mongering bitch that I'd ever seen. And she was like, now you don't know if she's a bitch. She was like, she might be really nice.
Well, I mean, maybe you're using that as a term of endearment.
That's right. Yeah. That's my, that's my bitch.
Yeah. I mean, like, when I get home tonight, I'll be like, all right, bitches, let's get to bed. I'm talking to 3 dogs that are in there, and they all 3 are females. Like, like,
that's true.
Come on, bitches, let's go.
Yeah. Well,
I've had to teach my kids, like, you can use the word bitch when you are using it properly and not as a cuss word.
Yeah. Willis goes out and he's like, come on, bitches, let's go to recess.
Well, now you got to be talking to a dog,
but we are willing to go into enemy territory, I guess. And so I'm only halfway joking when I say, like, we need to grow this show to push it where we can actually, I want to rattle the cages. Hell, that's kind of the game plan. I mean, that was
and I mean, look, if we believe it, or if it's something that's a fact and it's true, why don't you put it out there? I mean, that's just the way it is.
So let me tell you what I was told today. So our last episode, we were pushing back on this HB 0809 Tennessee bill. And that was the one that, grants some immunity to the pesticide manufacturers. And Sean Ryan was one of the ones we talked about. And he had put out a video, and it was very, I mean, for lack of better terms, it was very fear-mongery. And I had talked to some other friends in the industry, and we were kind of like, man, Sean seems like a pretty cool guy. He seems like a level-headed dude. Like, wish we could get him to the farm and show him, just show him the farm. Like, man, look, this is where we farm. This is what we grow. Here's the chemicals we use. Here's why we use what we use. Here's why we're not using it in excess. And, just show him and explain. And I contacted somebody today that has pretty deep connections with him to try to see about if we could do that. And they were like, it'll never happen. And I said, really? And he said, man, the chemical thing is so unpopular today that he would never touch that. And I said, seriously? And he was like, man, he said, I'm just telling you. He said, he is not going to come out there because he said on social media, and he said, and unfortunately, this is true. He said, but the chemical thing is such an unpopular route on social media that he said, I don't think he would ever touch it.
You mean as far as like him coming out on the other side and being like, you know what?
Yep.
After being out on the farm, I understand it's maybe not
pretty much,
as black and white as we made it out to be.
Yeah. Wow. They were like, man, he won't touch it. And I was like, that's kind of crazy though. That's just kind of wild.
And I could where I lose a little respect there is if he had just totally said, like, look, I'm not going there at all. Like, it's not a subject I'm educated enough on to have a strong opinion on. I'm just going to sit this one out.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Like, he came out extremely hard on the other side, which is fine. Like, that's his opinion.
But at least be willing to hear the other.
But to say that I'm not even going to come to the farm because I might actually see it from their point of view, and that could be problematic because I can't have that opinion because it's too unpopular.
Yeah. Now, in his defense, I did not speak to Sean. This was from
somebody just predicting.
Yeah, a close source for him that was basically like, he's not going to do it. Now, I mean, maybe if I could talk to him, he would be like, yeah, I'll come out, because he's in Nashville. Like, he's not very far from us. But, yeah, I mean, and that's what sucks, because I told this dude, I said, man, that's the hard part. I said, because like our show has grown. We've got a pretty wide reach, but we don't have I mentioned the Food Babe. She actually has like almost 3 million followers. And Sean, I think, has like 1 million followers.
Which I don't even follow her. I know she does it's the whole glyphosate is bad thing, but is that everything she's built her brand on?
Not just that. She's just, she was the one that she stormed Kellogg's over taking the food dyes out. She staged a protest outside Kellogg's or something. And some people were talking, a lot of people, that's what I kind of learned about her. She was staging protests there, and some of the people were saying
she kind of went viral for something like that.
And they were like, she's not that. Some of the people I heard talking about her were like, she actually knew nothing was going to happen. This was kind of like a staged thing, but it looks really good online.
Yeah.
And so I was more or less told from some somewhat inside sources that she's just a clout chase. She's very much, she's chasing that. And that's kind of why I was so harsh about her.
All for the gram.
Yep. She did it all for the nookie, as Limp Bizkit would say.
Yeah.
I love some Limp Bizkit. You still listen to any Limp Bizkit?
I mean, I don't listen to a lot of music, period, other than now I stream it, and now I usually Limp Bizkit. I don't listen to the Limp Bizkit channel on. I mean, I don't dislike Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
But I used to listen to it back in high school days.
I still jam some chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water, man.
Yeah.
But no, so it is frustrating though, because that's what we're up against. And so that's why we really do man, come on, share this. We have a good time. I've talked about, Limp Bizkit, but we have a good time, but also we actually do have a pretty good idea of what we're talking about. And so we want to try to just raise the awareness, whether that be around chemicals, whether that be around the big four. And actually our homeboy, Vaden, did you see what he's up to? He's making some headlines right now.
I did.
So he's rattling.
Talking about Deputy Secretary of Ag.
Yeah, our best friend.
Yeah.
He's our best friend.
He knows exactly who we are. We have met him.
There is a photograph of us with him.
As much as he was rattling off stuff from memory, I would not be shocked if you ran into him and be like, "Oh yeah, Logan, I remember meeting you." He'd probably tell you exactly where he met you.
Probably.
Meanwhile, I'll shake somebody's hand and they'll tell me their name. And if they immediately like, "What did I tell you my name was?" I'll be like,
That's one of my worst nightmares, that somebody's going to tell me their name, and then 2 minutes later, they're going to be like, "What is my name?"
You know what I've noticed, and I mean, this is not a shocker, but people that are really good at that, they'll repeat, when you say, "Hey, my name's Logan," I'll say, "Well, hey, Logan, it's good to meet you."
If you say a person's name 3 times, it's cemented in your memory.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Arnold Schwarzenegger and all them dudes, they repeat people's names back. When they're talking to them. Bert Soren was telling me that, when he met him, Arnold's like, "Bert, how you doing, buddy?" And he'll be like, "So, Bert, what have you been up to?" He'll make sure he says his name, and it cements it in your head. That makes
sense. I mean, Arnold's a politician. I mean, he's
there's people that I've seen polished 1,000 times and probably have said their name 1,000 times. And if they walk up to me today, I'm like, "Oh, damn it." Yeah. So
I just hate when I can't remember where I know somebody from. I know them. I'm like, "But where do I know you from?"
I hate it when someone comes up to me and they're like, "Logan, what's up?" And they're so friendly and excited to see me, and they know my name so powerfully. And I'm like, "I don't know that I've ever seen you in my life." It's one of the worst, especially when Marcy's with me, because then I feel I should introduce her, and I'll be like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And then I kind of just stand there, and I'm kind of hoping Marcy then's going to be like, "Hey, I'm Logan's wife, Marcy." And then it kind of opens, because, man, I hate that. It's so awkward.
The greatest thing is when people, maybe they're in the office and I'm working on their dog, and then they start asking me about their other dog. I'm like, "Oh, fuck. I can't remember." Which I always tell people, if I remember your dog, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, you see that dog a lot if you remember it.
It means it either comes in way too often, or it had something extremely unique, which is usually bad news wrong with it, or it was terribly aggressive, and I
don't like your dog.
Despise seeing it.
Yeah. All right. So here's what our boy's doing. So Deputy Agriculture, I just feel like it's cool every time I see his name up there now. Deputy Agriculture Secretary. They got that Deputy Agriculture Secretary. Deputy I got my note is backwards. Deputy Secretary of Ag, Stephen Vaden. He's from Obion County, if I remember right.
Yep.
He is accusing Nutrien and Mosaic of effectively colluding to limit fertilizer supply and keep prices high for U.S. farmers.
That's a lot of what's going on with meat packers.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought of when I read it. Yeah, so, according to Vaden, these two companies control over 90% of North American phosphate and potash production, creating what he called a duopoly that's constraining supply and driving up cost. On top of that, just 7 companies control about 70% of crop input sales, tightening the squeeze even more. Vaden says the administration is watching closely and is willing to step in to increase competition if necessary. He specifically pointed to a new potash mine being developed in Saskatchewan, widely believed to be BHP's $10 billion+ project, as potential competition that could break the duopoly's grip. He also warned that USDA is on the lookout for any attempt by Nutrien or Mosaic to undermine new market entrants. So bottom line, the administration is signaling that fertilizer pricing and market concentration are firmly in their crosshairs. But he's not done there. Like I said, man, Vaden, Bobby and I both were like truly very impressed with this cat. I want to get him in the show, like bad. Now, he had like some deadly looking sons of bitches guarding him walking around. I don't know if they're going to like stand at the edge of the table, but
I didn't even notice that.
I don't know how you didn't see it. They looked like dangerous fellas. They were like just chilling in like their little suits. And it do look like he'd like rip your Adam's apple out if you like walked over there.
Yeah, I didn't even, I guess they were doing a good job of making
blending in. Yeah. So he's also gunning at farm equipment manufacturers, who is like, oh man, I'm like, I was talking about last episode, the food babes, people loving when she posts ban all herbicides. When I read about Vaden going after the farm equipment manufacturers and fertilizer, I start foaming at the mouth. And it says here, he also went after farm equipment manufacturers, especially on the whole right to repair thing that, John Deere's been under heat about. He said the administration believes farmers should be able to repair their own equipment, calling industry efforts to block illegal. He confirmed that the FTC is currently suing John Deere and other manufacturers, arguing that farmers lose time and money when they're forced to wait on dealers for simple fixes. He also criticized dealer territory rules, which can penalize farmers for buying from a dealer outside their assigned area, and mandatory OEM parts, which limit competition and drive up ownership and operating cost. Vaden argued that when you combine restricted buying options, repair limitations, and forced OEM parts, manufacturers gain excessive pricing power, hurting farmers at every step. So now John Deere has responded to Vaden. And what they said was, they said farmers can buy from any Deere dealer nationwide, no penalties for shopping outside. And they said they support the right to repair through tools like Operations Center Pro Service, which allows farmers, independent shops, or dealers to handle repairs. But this is, a lot of that is kind of like they're trying to cover their ass, obviously, because they're under supreme heat now from them. But it's basically just what we have been screaming about is all the consolidation. One of the big things that Vaden is hitting on is if you were to boil it all down, it's the lack of competition.
Yeah, too few hands, control everything.
Yes, and that has been our problem. When Bobby Lee and I were in Anaheim, I don't know if you heard the dude, when we were at that, the banquet dinner the last night, and I was walking by, we had done the podcast, and I had mentioned paying $300 and something a bag.
Yeah, the guy stopped us.
Yeah, and he was like, man, where are you paying? What kind of seed are you paying $300 for? I said, man, it was DeKalb or something. And I said, what are you paying? He goes, I paid $200 a bag. And I said, from where? And he told me where, and we were just kind of cutting up back and forth. And he said, Pioneer actually just bought this company. And I said, well, when I see you next year, you're going to be telling me you paid $300 a bag. But that's the damn problem. Like it was,
they buy up the competition.
They buy up the competition. I mean, so, you know, there used to be independent seed dealers all over the place. There used to be all kinds of equipment manufacturers, or equipment companies or dealers. I mean, all around. There ain't none of that anymore. And even the equipment manufacturers, they used to be separate. I mean, dude, there used to be like, you know, all kinds of them that, you know, you had Massey Ferguson, you had Case, you had White, like all of these different companies. Now they're all under like 3 companies that own all of them.
Well, yeah. So Case, New Holland, it's all one.
AGCO owns them.
Yeah. Hold on. AGCO owns Case, New Holland too?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Because I know they got Fent and Massey. And
I think, doesn't AGCO own them?
I don't even know. Wow. Yeah, if that's the case, it's even, because AGCO I know is Gleaner and Fent and Massey Ferguson.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure AGCO owns, and let me see, does AGCO, because, see, Deere owns.
Because I just thought Case and New Holland were now the same. So like a red and a blue tractor are the same thing now. A Case red, I guess. You could have a Massey red, but
no, I was wrong. Okay. Who is the brand? All right. It says Case H is a brand owned by, it's C&H Industrial.
Yeah, Case New Holland.
So AGCO, all right. But see, AGCO owns Massey Ferguson, Fent, Valtra, and Challenger.
Well, Gleaner's in there too, aren't they? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. It doesn't have them on there. Is Gleaner not still standing on its own?
Maybe I'm just getting my Fent gray or silver combines mixed up with Gleaner. But anyway, of course you got Deere. Deere's Deere.
And see, Deere, I don't remember. All right, Gleaner is owned by AGCO.
Okay,
yeah.
I was about to say, I thought so.
Yeah. So it just didn't have all of them listed in here, but yeah.
So Challenger, so those are the ones that was Caterpillar on them?
At one time, Challenger was the Caterpillar.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still, did they make it? You could get a Cat tractor.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And you didn't see them for long. Like there, I mean, you still see some used ones around.
And it would typically be the Cat Challenger.
Yeah.
Because the guy that I bought my first combine from had one. But it was tracks. You know, it was on tracks. I'm curious now, who owns C&H Industrial? I could have swore there was something. Exor NV is the largest shareholder of C&H Industrial. Exor is the investment holding company of the Agnelli family, the same family that owns Fiat. The rest of C&H Industrial is publicly traded and owned by institutional and individual investors. That's actually kind of cool to me.
But so as far as the big ag companies, you got, of course, C&H, Deere, and AGCO. Who else is there? I know like Kloss makes combines, but do they make anything? Are they part of a bigger
I was looking to see
network, or do they fall under one of those groups too? Yeah, but basically you've got those three. You know, like on the smaller equipment side of things, you got a few more, like of course Kubota and Mahindra and some of those. You know, you get into the real small tractors, you got all kinds of.
Kloss is owned by the Kloss family. Okay. Stuff like that makes me want to like buy a Kloss.
But and I know they make combines. But combines really about the only thing you see there.
You don't ever
hay balers. I think they make hay balers too. But you don't see
like do they make a tractor? I don't ever even know that I've seen one.
Well, and our problem with that, like my dad always says, you know,
gotta have a dealer around.
Yeah, right. Cool equipment, but like, because I always like those Fents and those Masseys. Like,
those Fents are some badass tractors.
You get a Massey's kind of the same thing, yeah, badass. But I'm like, yeah, I've got a Kubota dealer just up the road, a Deere dealer just up the road.
Kubota's publicly traded.
Case is a little further up the road, but like, okay, any of those three manufacturers I could justify having a tractor for, but I can't have a Massey. I mean, there's not a dealer within like 2 or 3 hour drive.
That's how, man, online some people will say, like when you're looking for tractor brands, people will throw some out there. Well, I remember when Fendt actually first came on the scene, people were like, man, you need to go to a Fendt. They're going, and all this, but like I was talking about needing a cheaper tractor. And the fence, they're like, oh man, fence are going to change the game. And they are awesome. They're very awesome tractors, but they cost just as much as all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like they like check your prostate while you drive. Like, I mean, they got like everything. But yeah, I didn't realize, dude, I could have swore C&H was under AGCO, which is kind of cool. So I guess we need to announce this for you guys. We've kind of hinted at this. I don't know if we've officially said it, but we will be doing a show at the National Farm Machinery Show.
We mentioned it in the last episode.
Okay, and we'll be at the AGCO booth.
I guess we will.
Yep, we will be in the AGCO booth, and one of the people we're talking about buying up all these companies will be in their booth.
They what I would love to do is if they'd like to sponsor us by giving us a tractor or two. I mean,
well, and I think Case is part of that deal. See, that's why I thought that AGCO and Case.
So I was about to say, in my mind, I thought those were kind of the big three as far as like the big ag.
Yeah, the C&H Industrial.
Deere, C&H, and AGCO were the kind of the three separate companies. Which, yeah, of those three, I probably think AGCO is probably the coolest. You know, Deere's just Deere. I mean, everybody knows who Deere is. You almost got Deere fatigue.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just not even cool anymore.
People used to, I remember there's people that don't do anything farming and they got John Deere stuff.
Yeah.
Case actually was kind of the one, like I remember the International Harvester logo. Like my dad, one time they had gone somewhere and he came back and he brought me a hat. It was like camouflage and had the IH on the front. And it was always kind of cool because people that weren't farmers didn't wear it. Like it wasn't like John Deere. Like you had to be a farmer to wear it.
And they used to right there in Memphis, they had the Harvester plant, the factory down there.
Yeah. I think some of my kinfolk, I think on my wife's side, worked there.
My dad tells a story all the time about driving one of those 656 International tractors home from down there.
Yeah.
Something, but I've always had a little bit of a negative opinion on Case because on the size tractors I want, like that 100 horse.
Yeah, they're shitty from what I've heard.
That's what I've never driven one, so I feel bad even saying that.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of people say like those smaller utility size tractors, 120 horsepower and under, the Cases are junk.
Yeah. I'll add that like Bobby Lee said, I have never drove one. I've only heard that. And that's actually hard for me to say because it's like a truck. At the same time, like I know guys that, they love this brand. I got my brand preference. I honestly think in a lot of ways that's probably how they are.
You also don't see a lot of red tractors in that size.
Yeah, you don't, and not especially around here. It's mostly John Deere's or Kubotas.
Yeah, you see a few blue ones.
Yeah,
see a few more blue than you do red, which again, I think they're basically the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm kind of the big manufacturers, and I'm kind of leaving Kubota out of that. AGCO's just always kind of drawn me in because it's not Deere. It's just because there's something cool about just being a little different too.
I asked here who is more independent, Case IH or Deere, and it says here Case IH is far more independent than Deere. So John Deere is owned by Deere and Company, publicly traded, strong influence from Wall Street, institutional investors, shareholder return pressure. Strategy is heavily driven by software, data, and ecosystems. Case IH is owned by C&H Industrial. It's majority influenced by the Agnelli family holding company. They're publicly traded, but less Wall Street driven, more long-term industrial ownership, less dependence on software lock-in for margins. It is one layer removed from Wall Street pressure compared to Deere. From the farmer reality, Deere is most vertically integrated. And I could see that. Tightest control over software, diagnostics, repair, all that. Case is still corporate and still big, but it's slightly more flexible, more openness to third party. At one time, Case IH used to be like the cheap muscle. It's kind of, there's always been an element to me that, as
1066.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that tractor. But I've always kind of had, I think, I love to, I like to lift weights. I I just love power. I've always been like an overkill guy. Like I like big caliber rifles.
Do you watch Home Improvement?
I do. I love Home Improvement.
Yeah. More power.
Yes.
Tim the Toolman Taylor was always.
My kids love that show now.
Yeah.
But that's how I am. I'm an overkill guy. I mean, that's why I got a 338 Lapua. I love that gun. But like, man, there's something about like a tractor that's built for power, like not even necessarily comfort. I remember Timmy, God rest his soul, the badass mechanic we referenced. Dad and them had bought that 5488.
I remember I drove it home when they bought it.
I hate that tractor, but
It rides like a damn log wagon.
it will beat your brains out. It's got a cheap vinyl seat that gives you the worst swamp ass. I had like ridges in my ass crack. I had such horrible galled ass after driving that thing. But yeah, it had no power steering either. Like you remember, I know you drove it home. The thing was terrible. But that tractor, Timmy had it in the shop and he was going through it. And, you know, that was a 200 horsepower tractor. Back in the day, that's a bad son of a bitch. And Timmy was like, man, I'm going to tell you what, this tractor, he said, I can turn this son of a bitch up so hot it'd melt the stack in two. And I said, really? And he said, oh, man. He said, them cases, he said, man, you can crank the horsepower out of them. He said, a Deere just can't handle, like, the output that these cases can. And so, like, I've always... because Deere is like comfort. You know, if I'm trying to think same era, if you told me I had to sit in a John Deere 45, 55 or that case 5488 all day long, I'm sitting in that John Deere all day, every day over that case. But in terms of sheer power, that case, it had more power and it had the capacity for more power than the Deere. But man, that Deere's always like been the more comfortable of the tractor. Like Dad's always said Deere is like over-engineered. Like they've always kind of gone that extreme. Case used to be like, we just want capable tractors that got the power to do what you need them to do.
And wish they go back to that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, because now.
But they've tried to play the game to catch up with Deere.
Yeah. And to me, I mean, and I guess I can't, like, I've never looked at their books. I don't know but I'm assuming they're making profit. But like in my mind, I'm like, they've kind of cut out the niche that they were in.
Right.
Like they were the cheap, they were the affordable muscle.
Know what's your secret sauce.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I mean, because
as bad as it may pain you to admit it, you'll never be Deere.
No.
Just be who you are and be good at it.
I'm going to tell you something that might offend some of our listeners right now. A John Deere will always have a stronger resale value than a Case IH. I don't care if you're a red guy, no matter how hard it is, if you're, you get an angry boner hearing me say that, but it's just the truth. Without a damn fact, you cannot get as much money for a used Case IH as you will for a used Deere. They just hold their resale. Deere holds its resale value higher than essentially any other brand. And that is just a proven fact. So it offends some people, but it's just the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
So speaking of the truth of the matter, y'all need to go listen to the root of the matter. Bobby Lee and I were on the root of the matter. That was Tennessee Farm Bureau's thing with Lee Maddox, the legend.
Lee Maddox.
Maddox.
Root of the Matter from Tennessee Farm Bureau is the name of that podcast they do. I've actually listened to several of theirs lately. Their latest one is with
I saw that.
Stephen Vaden. I have not listened to that one yet. I will probably get that done tomorrow.
I saw that because I was like, dang, they must have nabbed him I wonder if they were able to nab him in Anaheim.
I'm sure it was. If I was betting, yeah.
Yeah, thought that was awesome. I haven't listened to it yet, but I definitely will. But yeah, we got a couple of emails. See, we got a.
Yeah, I was looking. You talking about those tractors and holding value? Here's a 4240. It's on Facebook, so I mean, but it's supposed to be really clean. 34,500.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a tractor that's 40 years old, and I'm almost certain that's more than it would have cost brand new.
Well, I can tell you one right now. There's a 45 or 44, 55 or something. I saw somebody has one, and it only has about 2,500 hours on it. and it's super clean. And they were kind of speculating. It's about to sell in an auction, and people have been speculating. And they say they got a pretty good idea that tractor's probably going to go for about $100,000.
Damn. Here's another one. Here's a 79 4440. So that tractor will be 47 years old this year. Damn. but 5,600 hours. And of course, again, this is the ad, but you won't find one any tighter or cleaner or nicer around. What do you think they got it listed for?
I'd hate to even take a guess. I don't know.
50.
50?
Yeah.
And how many hours?
5,600.
That's still low hours. The years.
For a tractor that old?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, yeah.
See, here's you an example. I bought that case. I had a case tractor, one of the box cars, they call them. And it was a 7140. And now that tractor was cool. You saw that one that I had.
Yeah.
That was a cool tractor. And it was about I think it had about 250 horsepower. It had been turned up. It was front wheel assist. It had pretty high hours on it. I only paid like $30,000 for that tractor.
Yeah.
And, I wish like hell I could have afforded to keep that tractor, because it was just, that tractor was cheap muscle. That's what I needed. I needed a tractor to pull the disc and do some of those things. It could do it. I'd put Cookie in it and send his ass out there, and he would go do it. And then he broke a bunch of axles on the disc, but I would still send him out there. That's what Dad was like, damn, is he turning with the things, the blades down? What the hell?
Just all that power.
Yeah. But man, that tractor was a beast. Blue black smoke, man. It was everything I liked. But again, it was $30,000. I mean, they're just cheaper. Let's see, there was a comment. I got a comment, and we'll do an email before we call it a night.
Yeah, we're recording late tonight because, like I said, Logan mentioned with our road situation, having to get our first responders, or I don't know, the nurse, not a first responder, but our healthcare professionals.
That's right.
Into I guess the first responders, the paramedics who get the
she'd be the second responder.
Yeah, she's the second responder. Yeah.
I guess in the last episode I must have mentioned, because Jack commented here and he said, that's interesting about Logan having an agent. I can see him being in a good action movie. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they make many good movies anymore. Did I mention something about that in the last one?
No, it's the first time I've heard that comment.
No, did I mention something about having an agent in the last one? I must have. I bet when we were talking about going to California.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, man, I appreciate it. I'm a ship never sail kind of guy. Like, there might still be a chance. Maybe you'll see me one day in an action movie. Many good ones anymore. Den of Thieves. That one's pretty badass.
Did you watch the second one?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did it end where there could be a third one, I guess?
I think so. It was all right. I'll tell you a good action. Have you seen any of the Extractions with Chris Hemsworth?
No.
Oh, they're pretty badass. Chris is a pretty solid action star.
I still hadn't finished Landman.
I haven't either.
Which I don't even know that it's released them all.
Yeah.
I never even started the last season of Stranger Things.
Oh, dude, you got to watch it.
I think I'm kind of out.
Oh, man.
The online bullying that it got from all the people just making fun of how gay it was.
See, now I loved the finale. I was sad. I was genuinely sad.
I might just skip all the way to the finale.
Yeah. Well, if you do, you'll skip the gay shit, so that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get one email here.
And like the gay stuff doesn't really bother me. Like, I mean, I'm not bothered by gay people being in a TV show I watch, but just how
unnecessary.
And how like over the top, like they like made it all about that. We're like, yeah, the world's ending potentially. We don't care what your sexuality.
Yeah,
but they like had to make that like a central part of it.
Oh yeah, for him to reach his full power, he had to come out as gay. Like literally, that's it, for him to actually have. full,
was that like part of the?
That was part of the weapon against him, was the fact that he was not openly gay.
Okay, well then maybe I can see where that was maybe a little more.
That was like the weapon
relevant.
he was using against him. He's like, I need to let you know.
The online memes about it, and I guess that's why you shouldn't judge it.
No, I mean, it's still just as retarded.
Okay, these aliens, or we're not sure what they are. They're like literally taking over the entire planet. It's like, wait a second, let's have a 45-minute conversation about how I'm gay.
Well,
screw the rest of the world that we could be saving. But if him coming out as being gay was part of them saving the world, I guess, okay.
it was part of it. It like unleashed his full power.
Oh, well, damn. Way to go, Netflix. I gotta pay my membership subscription.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
I can watch it now.
You gotta watch it. All right, let's see here. Taylor writes in, dang, Logan, didn't know you were such a big buck assassin, LOL. I planted an acre of corn this year and was wondering why my ears only got about 6 inches long. Did I do anything wrong? I bought the corn off a local farmer around here. It was his leftover. All I know was the bag said decal. Thanks for the awesome podcast. Your friend from East Tennessee. All right. Hey, Taylor.
Is this one we're obligated to mention 6 inches?
That's pretty big ear.
Pretty big ear. Yeah,
that's a hell of an ear.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's above average.
Yeah. Well above average. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the damn water hoses you bought that time.
How big around are they?
Yeah, the girth is a pretty important thing. And actually, if you're calculating the yield, you do count around. You don't just count
rows.
Yeah, if you got a lot of rows around, you're going to have a pretty good yield.
Yeah, it might have 50 or 60 rows around.
That's right. I might not. I'm not going to hit the bottom, but I'm going to scrape the sides. But to be honest, without knowing much else, I'd say probably just a lack of nitrogen. Probably needed a little more nitrogen in the soil to beef up them ears. And
I'm no agronomist, certainly not a corn farmer. It seems like that's kind of the prevailing thought. It's like when you're duck hunting and you're not shooting very good. It's like you're not leading them enough.
Yeah.
Like it's always like you're not leading them enough.
Yeah.
When corn's like you're not giving them enough nitrogen.
Yeah.
Not giving them enough nitrogen. Or maybe
or some other
total lack of rainfall. Something.
Yeah.
Like that. It would be obvious.
I was going to say, man, it can be any number of things. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, I would say probably it's going to be a fertility issue unless it was really dry. You just.
Well, and I mean, which I guess he said his ears were only, which I guess if you only had an acre, it's hard to judge your yield on 1 acre. And
I don't know
what that would have been spread out over 20 or 30 acres or more.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm trying to think, I mean, there is a formula. You count down the rows, you count around the rows, and then you multiply that times your population, and then you divide that by like 90, and that'll typically give you like an estimate of your yield. And now it's roughly. And
when you go out there, you pull the best ears you can find.
Yeah.
You don't just randomly pick it. No.
Yeah, you want to get the ones on the edges, or it gets a ton of sunlight and it'll be like an ear that's like 2 foot long, and you're like, that's gotta be the average.
Yeah, they all look like that right out.
Shit, that thing's gonna average 410. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's a nutrient issue, man. Honestly, as far as being a big buck assassin, man, I tell people, I've had people that are like, man, what's the trick to killing big bucks? And I'm gonna tell you, it's the same way for catching big bass. You got to go where the big bass are, and you got to hunt where the big bucks are.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the best thing I can tell you.
You just got to go.
You just got to go. Yeah. You ain't going to, the old thing.
Be smart about it. Like, don't just be a FUD, tromping out there every day.
Don't smoke your cigarettes in the stand. Like I've had people that have said that helps them on one of the deer hunting pages. I don't frequent the deer hunting pages anymore.
Deer I've killed is while I had a cigarette.
I had a cigarette in my mouth, masked the scent.
Well, in truth be known, you probably had a cigarette in your mouth all the time when you're hunting anywhere. So every deer you've ever killed, you had a cigarette in your mouth. So every now and then it just worked out where the wind was in your favor.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Or they were rutting so hard they didn't care.
They didn't care. That's probably it. Yeah. That'll make some people change. Hey, before we finish, hold on. I actually.
I don't even know where this is going.
Well, I got to look and see. I might have a Made in USA company.
I had somebody send one to me, but unfortunately, I have not used it yet. Something that I would be willing to try and see about.
Well, I'm just shocked right now. I got internet service right here on my phone. I'm in the middle of our studio. This usually doesn't have any. God, this is distracting trying to look this up. Having a hard time getting concentrated to get to see if this is made in USA or not. Oh man. I wonder if it'd be under. Okay, let me see. Lord, these things are expensive. Oh man, I don't guess it is. It doesn't say. I had to look and see if this was made in USA. Lord of mercy. No, it must not, because it don't say it. But did you see? You know, we're fans. We're fans of Sydney Sweeney. Did you see her new line of?
Oh yeah, Siren.
Siren. I mean, my Atlanta is trying to look and see if it was made in USA.
Well, Valentine's Day.
He's blushing.
Not at all. Valentine's Day is coming up. I was like, my wife would love nothing more than for me to get her some sexy lingerie that she will never wear for Valentine's Day. But can you even order it right now?
It's sold out. It's sold out in like 2 hours.
Okay, so it also, because when I went to their website.
What'd you go there for?
Purely to shop. I was disgusted by having to look at those women scantily clad like that. Yeah, I could only look at it and it's like, my wife would look much better in this than them.
That's right. Right.
I am in love with my wife. I actually truly believe that in many ways. But I was like, everything, like you can't order anything. I was like, is it not officially launched? Because like Montana Knife Company, they sell out of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of times if you go on and they haven't actually dropped it yet, if you didn't know any better, you think they're sold out. Well, no, just the drop hasn't officially happened. But they sold out of literally everything. Because I looked at 3 or 4 different items, you know, again, for Valentine's Day for my wife, and not for my girlfriend, but no, shouldn't even joke about that. But my girlfriend doesn't wear stuff like that.
That's right.
But everything is like you can't order any of it. So she literally sold out of everything.
Everything in like 2 or 3 hours. No shit.
Well, I know a lot of people were like pointing out, like, well, you know, she's a big hit with the men, but not really with women. Or women
well, clearly she's a hit with the women too.
Or it was just a bunch of dudes like me. They're like, I'm going to buy my wife or my girlfriend a bunch of this shit for Valentine's Day.
Well, no shit. Like, all right, we laugh. I mean, Sydney Sweeney is a beautiful woman. There's no doubt about it. But like, I'm a big fan of hers because she just don't cave to the woke shit. And like, that's why I love everything that she's doing that's successful. Like, I'm just
like, I bought a pair of American Eagle jeans.
And they suck ass. I bought 2 pair and I have blown the crotch out of one of them.
Well,
and my nuts, I mean, I may be a little larger than normal, but they're not like that much bigger.
And they're not made in USA, and they're like $30.
Yeah, they were cheap.
And so it's like,
but they're stretchy. They are stretchy.
But if they're only going to last 2 or 3 wears, then that ain't a very good deal.
Yeah,
the pair I've got, I've only worn maybe 2 or 3 times, and I hadn't blown the crotch out.
Mine, if I didn't wear pant or underwear underneath them, my nuts would be hanging out. Like it is totally blown out all the bottom. My Marcy was like, "Good gosh, I bet I hadn't wore those 12 times." And so, yeah, I was a little disappointed in those. But I'm just look, I'm a meathead, red-blooded man. But at the same time, I like the fact that she doesn't cave to the woke shit. So I'm like, hell yeah. And dude, I'm going to tell you, this is going to make, she might be like a billionaire. Like this is going to be huge. Like, and the fact that this sold out as fast as it did, she's going to make a damn fortune. And I'm the same way. I said something to Marcy. I was like, I might get you something. But yeah, lingerie is one of those things. Especially like as a married man, especially like you're like, you see it and you're like, oh man, that'd be hot to get my wife. But then you get it for them and then they wear it for like 5 minutes and then it's off. So it's kind of like.
And my wife, I don't know if your wife, like my wife did like her bachelorette party. Apparently, like when we do bachelor parties, we don't like get a present for the dude. like we just go and drink and cut up and, you know.
Yeah. Do cocaine.
Yeah, I mean,
with
whatever happens on bachelor parties stays on bachelor parties, but there's no gifts involved. Like,
yeah.
Like if you bring a gift, it might be like a bottle of liquor that gets consumed at the bachelor party.
Yeah.
But chicks apparently, you know, a lot of times they
do like a dirty one.
All kinds of like sexy lingerie and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my wife has like a drawer full of that stuff.
Does it get used all the time?
I could not tell you. And my wife and I have a great relationship, you know.
What do you mean?
Like, there's still intimacy in our relationship.
The spark is still alive.
The spark is still alive.
There you go.
It does not involve her putting on the sexy lingerie that she got at her bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Even though she can still fit in all of it very well. But
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like
stuff, it's just literally in a drawer.
It's kind of like, it's like a thong. Like, man, I love a thong. But like, if the moment, without getting into TMI, without getting myself into trouble here, in the heat of the moment, when we're undressing, if I can actually convince my wife to wear a thong and then I finally get her down to that level, they're only on for like, I'm going to see her in a thong for about 25 seconds.
My wife will not wear one.
Okay, well, well, that's what, but now I went on a quest.
She's like, they're not comfortable.
See, all right, Tommy John.
You told me that, and I bought my wife some.
Still didn't like
Still doesn't wear them.
Aren't they made in USA?
I don't even know, but
Dang.
she won't wear them.
Well, see, now Marcy says they're more comfortable, but she don't wear them. So I guess they ain't that comfortable.
I always joke with my wife, I'm like, you're not wearing any underwear, are you? And I know good and well she is. And she's like, yes, I am. I'm like, just lie to me.
Yeah. I've said the same thing. Now, I did have a friend of mine tell me that if you don't wear underwear, it'll make your dick bigger. We were just talking about.
I don't think. I'm going to go out on him and say there's probably no science behind that.
He said, man, I'm telling you, gravity takes its effect. If you don't wear underwear and it just gets to hang. Now, but he was like, but now it's just when you don't have a boner. He said, because he said, when you get a boner, obviously it's the same. But he said his woman was like, you've changed. He said,
way off the rails.
He said, I went like a year without wearing underwear. And he said, my woman was seriously like, you've changed. You've grown. And he's like, I know. So, I'm going to tell you, I tried it the other day.
I'm questioning the science there.
I tried it the other day, and it's just.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's dangerous.
It is dangerous. I just can't. I don't know, man.
Depending on what kind of pants you got. Like
I wore jeans.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It could be a little bit.
When I zip them up, I'm like, woo, I hold the jeans way far out. I've seen there's something about Mary.
That's the dangerous. That's the real dangerous. But even just the chafing, like some jeans are a little bit.
Well,
rough.
see, it actually cuts back on the chafing. That's one of the things. Like I got to researching this.
You wear chafing underwear?
I wear the. What are the longer? They're not the boxers.
Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
That's what I wear.
I don't like boxers. It feels like I got on a pair of shorts under my pants.
Yeah. Boxers, like, through a phase, like in high school where,
I tried that.
You couldn't wear whitey tighties.
Yeah, damn sure
You
wasn't
want
going
to
to
be in a locker room wearing whitey tighties. Boxers are, I guess because gravity has caught up with me over the years. You got to have a little more support.
Like a little more support. Yeah. I don't know. My wife kind of dug it when I was going commando. Like I was like, I'm going commando right now. And she's like, really?
See, my wife would have no idea that I was going
Well, I told her I was going commando.
If I was, I would definitely tell my wife.
And that's exactly how I was. I was like, I don't have any underwear on. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's going to make my dick bigger. So I don't know. I keep saying I'm going to revisit it. Cause yeah, I mean, this dude was like, dude, I'm telling you, it added like nearly 2 inches to his wiener size. What he told me. And I'm like, that's substantial.
Bullshit.
And he said, my woman was like, I can't get over how much bigger your dick is.
Now, if I ended up in a situation like that, I could see myself.
Now, so if I do it and I come back and I tell you, I'm like, dude, it added 2 inches to my wiener, you're going to probably quit wearing underwear.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to see me walking real gingerly one day, and you're going to know that I started doing it, and I zipped a little too fast.
A little too fast. Yeah, you got to be strategic with the zipping. The biggest thing is I feel a little naked. Like you feel like you're a little vulnerable. Like I said, like if I bend over, my underwear ain't there. So yeah, but I don't know. I hadn't rolled it out yet. So I'll keep everyone posted on if I continue to go commando.
Oh Lord have mercy.
You got a company?
Oh, let me see.
I was trying to think if I had one, but I don't know that I got one. I got a bunch that I'm considering, but I hadn't yet to try them all.
Where's my dang list? Because I keep a running list. I do have one, and this one was actually another one somebody sent to me. that I know I have used, and I just had never really paid that close of attention to it, because you take these things for granted.
You do, yeah.
Here, I guess we gotta stay on. Stay on tradition here.
Let me start off with 2 words: made in America.
So,
What you got?
Rain-X de-icer.
Okay. I've used a lot of Rain-X over the years.
So something like windshield washer fluid, de-icing windshield washer fluid. I'm not sure if all of their products are made in the USA, but our buddy Jay, he actually sent that one to me. He was probably, because he's our local guy, in need of quite a bit of that, as we all have been here lately. Which actually, I parked my Jeep down in my hay barn because I fed enough hay out of it. I got plenty of room to park equipment in there.
Oh, you ain't supposed to be doing that.
Well, you aren't, but
you've passed the years now.
I probably have, and too, like the barn was slapped full of hay, but we're in the middle of January now. I've fed over half of it.
Yeah.
And my Jeep is the only vehicle that has even been started this week.
Really? Did you? So you didn't
only like street legal vehicle? Like,
Yeah.
we've had the side by side and tractors running and stuff like that.
So you didn't crank your truck?
And none of my trucks have moved since Friday. Truck, my wife's SUV, any of it.
I have never had trouble cranking my pickup until this past weekend, because I drive a diesel.
I was a little worried about the tractor,
The tractor did good. Mine did.
Sunday, I put out hay and it was single digits.
I'm sure yours is like mine now. Like on my tractor, which I got a John Deere, my little 5090. When it's cold and you crank it over, it pops up a glow plug light and it goes through a glow plug. I'm sure your tractor does that.
Yeah.
My tractor cranked up good. My pickup, I seriously didn't think I was going to get it to crank. Like, I've never had trouble because I'll remote start it. And, one day it was like 2 degrees or something. And I stood at the window because I didn't want to go outside, and I was cranking it. And I was going commando in pajama pants. So I was like, I really don't want to go outside right now. But I was trying to crank it, and it was like, like turning, and a little bitty puff of white smoke would come out, and then it quit. Like it won't, on remote start, it won't just continue trying to turn over until it burns up the starter. Eventually it'll just stop. So I had to go out there, and dude, it took a long time. Like I thought I was going to pull the batteries down trying to crank this thing. And then when it finally cranked, it was like spitting and sputtering, and it took off. And for like 2 days, every morning when I would crank it up the first thing in the morning, that's how it was. Yeah. And it may have, like yours may have it too. It may have a block heater, but I've never looked for it.
That old 7.3 I had a block heater. And, if you didn't have it plugged in, you could forget about it.
That's how the 6.0 is up there, Dad, and them's that F450. If you don't plug it in, if it gets below like 40 degrees and you don't have that thing plugged in for a long time, it is not going to crank.
I've had to move it a time or two.
Yeah.
Several times I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's like, no, that thing's just so cold-natured, it will not start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. So there you go. So de-icer by Rain-X.
Rain-X, yep.
I've used a lot of Rain-X over the years, man. That was the stuff, actually. I remember even back when I was in high school.
Stuff like on the windshield. Cause
yeah.
They'd have those commercials, they like dump a pail of water and it like just immediately beads off.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like try to just not use my windshield wipers. And it would it does it. Rain-X is cool stuff.
My wife gets mad at me. She says I don't run the wipers fast enough. Like I'm like, I'm gonna run them fast enough to keep it clear, but like the people where it's like sprinkling and they got them going full blast. I'm like, that's annoying as hell. And of course now, like her SUV, it's automatic.
Marcy's car is that way,
and I'm like, it goes way too fast. Like, like that's ridiculous. Like the people that invented this, why don't you just buy more wiper blades?
Yeah. Marcy's car is that way. Hers is automatic. Like if you turn it on the lowest setting, then it goes automatic. But hers is sporadic. It'll be like, then it'll stop, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, I'm like, oh shit, I can't see, and then it'll be like, and go, like it like lets it build up, or then it don't. It's too inconsistent, and so it bothers me.
Yeah.
So Well, y'all go get that. Get you some de-icer. And guys, we do ask that you leave us those 5-star ratings on Spotify, on Apple. Hey, if you're going to be at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, we will be there February 11th.
We will be there Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep.
I guess you may be there part of the day on Friday.
I'll be there part of the day on Friday.
See, I'll be that way on Well, I guess I'll be that way on Wednesday and Thursday because we're driving up on Wednesday and then I got to come back. But
yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to leave Wednesday morning, head there. 3:00. We will be on the stage at the AGCO or the Acres TV.
At the booth, yeah.
Yeah. We'll be doing a show there. Like I said, I think we're going to get about 45 minutes. Come by and see us. We will have stickers.
We'll sign your baby.
We'll sign your baby.
Thank you, Bobby.
Bobby Lee will sign your titties.
Ricky Bobby, did he do that too?
He might have signed some
I think
titties.
he signed like a woman's.
Yeah, I think he did.
Like they kept it PG-13. Like,
yeah,
he was just like up on.
I think he did.
Upper boob. My wife, I think, is going to be there, so I might have to be careful doing that.
Well, that's why I said Bobby Lee will sign to you. I'm not trying to get in trouble. But yeah, because my wife will also be there. Not saying I would do that if my wife wasn't there. I don't want to neither of us want to get ourselves in trouble here. We are both very happily dedicated to our wives.
Yeah.
We talk a lot of shit on this show, but both of us, there's a funny thing. I was telling a guy.
I'm confident I can't land a woman hotter than my wife, and so why would I even? Yeah,
same. But I was telling someone about the show, and it's funny. Like, we talk a lot of shit. Neither of us have any experience with cocaine, but we talk a lot about cocaine. But we have no experience with it, and we're both insanely loyal and dedicated to our wives. So we both outkicked our coverage proudly. So yeah. But no, we would love to see you guys. We would love to have you come up and talk to us. And like I said, I'll have some stickers there. And
like we mentioned it, we had a bunch of people in Anaheim. Like,
we did. It was awesome.
Overwhelming. Like this is awesome. Like people actually listen to us.
Yeah. Yeah. One dude had a tattoo of us on his back. That was like the coolest thing.
Kind of like a Joe Rogan moment.
Yeah. He was like, hey, if somebody comes to Louisville and you have a tattoo of us on there,
or even just the Talk Dirt to Me logo,
I might give you my truck. Like if someone came up to me, I may would just give you my truck keys. Like I'd be like, dude, you earned it. So guys, we do ask that you leave us 5-star ratings on everything. Comment on this episode. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And if you got any topics you want us to talk about, reach out to us on here or go to talkdirtpodcast.com. We've got a lot more emails to get to. We're going to get to them. I promise. We may get to some of them in Louisville. But send us all your comments that you want us to address at talkdirtpodcast.com and go to the contact page, submit your questions on there. And yeah, guys, do that. And what else do I need to do?
Check out agzaga.com. Just type it in your little search engine or your web browser. Go on there, shop around, fill that shopping cart up. You got $50 minimum in there. Talk Dirt 20 is the discount code. You'll take $20 off. You'll get it shipped for free. Boom. And they got, talking about this winter weather, they got a lot of heaters and different things like that too.
Do they have the radiant heaters for chickens?
What
I'm talking about? It's kind of like, it almost looks like a TV or something. Like it's kind of a rectangular thing. Bobby Lee using his DuckDuckGo over there. Old damn grandpa over here.
What?
He's got his.
I probably don't have time to look it up here like live as we're listening, but
yeah, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's like the little heating thing, and it stands. It can be upright. There you go. Agzaga has them.
Right, they do.
I'd hate to think they didn't have that thing. And if you buy one of them, you can immediately use the code and get $20 off.
Yeah, they're $59.99, so it's going to cost you $39.99, and it's going to ship for free.
That's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good.
Yeah, you can't beat that with a stick.
If you don't use that, you're gay. So, do it, guys. Go on there, order it. Don't be gay, and come see us in Louisville. We'll still have one more episode in studio, and then we'll be in Louisville.
Really? Is it just one more?
Yeah.
Damn, is it that quick?
Isn't it that quick?
Oh, shit, you're right.
Yeah. Bobby Lee's going to be getting nervous.
Will that be the one for that week? Like we'll record it on Wednesday there and we'll have it ready to go here?
I'll probably take my laptop.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd hate to think it wouldn't. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yep, y'all take it easy.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review. And we'll catch you next time